Hi, welcome to HR Tuesday Tips with the Millers. I'm Lori Miller and this is Janine Brown Miller, and we're focusing a series of videos for this time around on doing an HR assessment and making sure your office is in order for 2016 and 17. So we're going to finish up today and we're going to be talking about records management and legal considerations. So Janine, what do you have for our audience for that?
Well, hopefully you tuned in to the last two, and we covered recruiting and hiring and all the do's and don'ts and considerations there, employee relations, training and development. So today with records management, this is an area that often gets ignored. It's kind of a not know what to do with the topic. So first of all, again, like we say with everything, you have to have written policies and processes to indicate, for one, how files are accessed. For example, health records. So often I'll go in and do these assessments with clients and all the medical information on employees is in their personnel file, cannot be done. That's one area right off the bat you have to go in and correct. But there's other things that you need to consider as well, obviously. Our documents and file standard for each employee. The other thing I'd recommend is that by and large employees know exactly what's in their file. They should be signing to things that are in there. And you know, they do have the ability to access those as well with your permission, but you know, just keep in mind that they're really official. Anything in their files should be something that you either may need to reproduce if it was legal, or the fact that you want to keep track of your employees, like for performance appraisals and the hiring and all of that, their qualifications, their training, whatever. So you need adequate documentation also with your hiring practices, from the point of the job posting to where you advertised, and then to what happened after that. Who was on the search committee, so to speak? Who did the interviewing? Were they qualified? Did they ask the right questions? Were they consistent with the right questions? There's a whole lot. I do have a comprehensive HR assessment, and it gets into the details of that. But just keep in mind that a lot of legal, or there's a lot of laws that drive that process. But all of that has to be documented and on file. Any kind of training you had needs to be on file, including the content of it and who the presenters were or in their qualifications. Your compensation and benefits need a lot of record keeping with that. And then, of course, the performance reviews. So as far as records management, again, it's a tip of the iceberg here, but we need you to be sure you're thinking about it. And then just to kind of regroup again about legal considerations. The handbook comes up again. Make sure it was revised in the last 18 months. You do have policies related to harassment, bullying, ethics, workplace violence. You have the training attached to that. And you have documentation as such that is on file. And then also a written policy on a grievance procedure. I think that's very important as well. And then any grievances you do have need to be on record and filed accordingly. So there is a lot more to this, but we just wanted to really get you guys tuned into the fact that you need to be looking at your HR practices. It really comes down to that. And like I said, I do have an HR assessment on my HR WebSource site. One is free, so you can go in and dabble.
Great.
But then there's one that's much more comprehensive, and I have a record-keeping one in particular as well.
Excellent.
So you might want to consider that.
Yeah, very good. So when it comes to records management, legal consideration, you as an organization needs to know what you have to have in place. And once again, making sure all employees are aware of that. So through communications and training, everyone is properly understanding what their role and responsibilities are to this. So hopefully we've given you some things to think about. We got some great resources for you, of course, on our website. So thank you so much. Sit back, relax. We got this.